Basketball Legends is just one of those like Roblox knockoff games of a popular game. This one copying NBA 2K. It isn't like the best game you would tell your friends that you play, but Roblox is a game where you just kind of turn off your brain and then just play the game. There are like really a lot of features that are structured and that keep people playing for Basketball Legends. And there's some things that could also be fixed. So why am I qualified to talk about this game? Well, I spent way too much time and have rebirthed like 4 times. While I'm still pretty trash at this game, I haven't spent as much time compared to others, but it's a decent amount of time to be talking about the game. They have like super flashy effects when you hit like a green or a perfect shot. It shakes the screen and basically lets everyone know, hey, you hit a perfect shot. But there's also effects around the ball, and there's like different pictures on the ball. I think that's also pretty good. But I think it appeals to a younger audience, but it turns away the older audience because, it's just a lot of visual effects and there's no way to turn it off. And when you have a bunch of visual effects on the ball, it also makes it hard to guard the person because you can't really see them. You only see the effects. And also when you like shoot the ball, some effects like shake the screen. So it gets really hard to like switch back on them for like defense and stuff. So there's a lack of tutorial system in Basketball Legends. When you load in, like I tried this on a new account, you can see there's like no tutorial system. And while not having a tutorial system can be seen as beneficial for some games, because personally when I load into a game with a tutorial system, I kind of just like skip it and just don't want to play. But I think adding this option when you first load in the game is important. You get a sense of idea of like if you know how to like shoot, you learn how to shoot, you learn how to pass, you can learn how to lay up. Because like new players are thrown in a 5v5 and are expected to be able to shoot, they're expected to pass the ball, and that's just unrealistic. They're gonna get yelled at by other players like, what are you doing? You're not spacing correctly, you're not shooting correctly, you're not X, Y, and Z, and they just don't get it what they want, and they probably just quit the game because this game is too hard. The timing's weird when I shoot the ball. So there should be an NPC like guarding you to simulate contact, because a lot of people, once they start understanding the game, they know how to shoot the ball, but they don't really understand contact. But the NPC could be used as practice for contact, and they already have done this before. They show in Hunt there was like a NPC, and then 4 players were tasked to defeat the NPC. Like you could like pass out the ball, space out the ball, and then you can shoot over the NPC. The difficulty, of course, can be lowered. It can be put it in different tiers, easy and medium hard. The NPC I would say is roughly maybe medium hard difficulty. You can put them as medium hard or something. Medium or hard, both works as the NPC, and then you can have like just yourself against the NPC to practice contact and whatnot. The main game. There are 2 options for a player to pick after playing the game for a while. You can either go to the park, where most of the sweats with their flashy ball effects and balls, and you're gonna get epilepsy seizures, or you can choose to play the babysitting simulator in the main game. The problem with the new players and even some experienced players is either they don't pass, or for the experienced players, they only pass to their friends. I personally crashed out a couple times on the experienced players because they know they should be passing to me when I'm wide open in the corner, but they just ignore me, and I just start to refuse to play. I just sit out the court and don't play any defense, don't play any offense, and just wait for them to crash out or for them to leave. And then for new players, I either stop playing, passing to them the ball, or tell them to pass the ball unless if they don't want me to pass them to ever again. And sometimes that works, sometimes they understand. But the problem is the average age of the main game player is like 8 years old, so they don't really get the concept passing. They don't even see the button, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and they don't understand how to pass or why they should pass. The park is like for 13 and 14-year-olds. While they somewhat understand the concept of passing, they don't really. If it's a 2v2, most of the time your guy is just gonna spam shift lock, and shift lock lets them move their
head back and forth, and they're just gonna spam that and spam the guard button, which is the post button, which pushes people away, and they're just gonna spam that to create no contact and just shoot the ball and just ignore you. They just play ISO a lot of this 1v1, even though it might be a 2v2 or 3v3. So this is like an endless, ruthless cycle for Basketball Legends. You know, new players get yelled at, and when they're not trash anymore, they kind of yell at the new players or they just stop passing at all. We need to stop this level of abuse by adding a tutorial main game where if you're under the overall 60, you get put into a main game where the other noobs are, and you know you can learn how to play the game, and you don't have 15-year-old with his prestige 20 spamming the post button, shooting his reads uncontested, and just running rampant. That's just not fun for anyone involved. My favorite part of Basketball Legends is trading right now. It's like a trading simulator inside the park. And there's even like a value list on the official Discord that tells you roughly what the values of each legendary. The second highest rarity, and Mythic the highest rarity that you can trade in the game. It's important to keep in mind that it's a lot harder to trade the legendaries into a Mythic. And I would, like, if you have a Mythic, I would try to keep it, and I would try to trade from a Mythic and add some legendaries to a higher Mythic. Don't trade your Mythic away, because that's going to be, like, really hard to trade back into a Mythic. Don't try to trade on the Discord, because most of them are looking to make a gross amount of profit. You could overpay maybe 200k, 300k value in add-ons with your Mythic, and they'll still say no. I don't know what they want. They want a gross amount of profit. And the only time I would try, it's like the posts where they have less comments, and they usually try to give you a more fair deal. You're still end up overpaying, but it's still a more fair deal. Maybe a 150k overpay or 200k overpay might go through. Honestly, I personally would just go around the park and just go down the list and just go to the trading guy and just spam trade with anyone and hope that someone gives you an upgrade while you add some legendary effects. And here's how I would trade: low tier legendary effects, low tier legendary emotes because emotes recently got revamped, mid tier legendary effects, mythic emotes, and then mythic balls and mythic effects kind of depend. Some look good, some look bad. And keep in mind the value sheet, it's not the most accurate. There's some like really bad looking effect, really bad looking balls, but for whatever reason, the value is higher. So don't trust it 100%. Use your eye. If it looks good, it's probably worth more than what it says it is. And there's a special exception to this, are known as collectibles. If you have playing the game a lot for a very long time, you might have some of these, and you can usually add, you can get mythic depending on the value of your collectible. Problem with trading is that everyone's looking to upgrade, so you often get stuck with spending countless hours just trading your effects in hopes of getting something good. So what if you got nothing? I would honestly just recommend getting the battle pass for 800 Robux, because if you want real effects that can be traded, like some mythic emotes, some legendary emotes, mostly legendary effects, I would just get that. And then if you just play the game, you would unlock those emotes and effects, and you can trade that. And you could get VIP roughly around 700 Robux. And you could say, what happens if I don't have Robux? I don't have money. Go back. Because, at this point, you're too far gone. And, just ask your parents, can I please have money for Robux? I'll do some chores. Or if your parents say no, ask your neighbors, ask if, hey, can I mow your lawn for money? It's really hard to start trading if you have absolutely nothing. If you don't have legendaries, if you don't have collectibles, you're just going to be asking around, oh, please give me a legendary, please give me a mythic. And most people are going to ignore it, and it's probably going to waste a lot of time until, like, you may find someone. It's not even guaranteed. That just might give you a legendary or low legendary effect out of pity, but I don't think it's happening, honestly. So, or you can just play the game and try to trade up your legendary effects from codes and opening cases, because you're gonna do that anyways when you get the battle pass. But you might as well
buy the battle pass because you're going to be playing the game to get this code in opening cases, so you can knock two fiends at once. I mean, the free battle pass rewards are not bad, but the premium is definitely way better. You can get legendary emote like Throne, about 300k value, Toy Car, Mythic Emote, 300k value, Sad Rain, the legendary emote, 250, 275k value. Bankai, keep in mind it's a mid higher mythic effect, but you have to hit tier 50. That's going to take a long time. And it's also dropping, so by the time you get it, it's probably rough, like 600k, something like that. I personally did some Death Fiends while trying to upgrade, like going to the main game, saying anyone on a trade, see if anyone has a mythic effect that's worth higher, and I could trade it for it. Or like going to the practice court and like showing my effects personally. I had a friend, he didn't do it on purpose, he was showing his like 275k mythic effect, and then for whatever reason, some guy with a 1.5 million mythic effect saw it, like, wow, that's a cool effect, traded it away. My friend got a 1.5 million mythic effect. I still can't believe I have it. That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it about Packs of Ball Legends. I'm not gonna cover rank because I don't care about it. The only thing I saw one time is I saw like in a video there was a 1400 elo and an 1100 elo versus two 1000 elo, and 1000 elo is the default, which is pretty crazy because they probably got stomped and probably should be fixed. And that's all I have to say.